Because I know I'm going to lean forward and start talking like this. Right here. Let's just do it like this.
Do this. This is the video, folks. Welcome to Vlogtober.
Exactly.
So hey, Run Junkies, welcome to the Running with Grace channel, and it is Vlogtober.
Woo!
Now, Vlogtober. This is, and the cool thing about this is, okay, if you have been following this channel for a long time, you probably recognize who is to my, that's going to be my left. I don't know. You're right.
I get it wrong every single time, so I'm not even gonna.
Doesn't matter. So we have Laura from Joyful Miles, her channel, and my channel are going to be collaborating this entire month of October for what the YouTube world calls Vlogtober. And we even have a bumper. It's Vlogtober with Joyful Miles and Running with Grace. It's Vlogtober. We're good. So we've got the bumper. Anyway, so what is Vlogtober? Well, a while back, I did something called Vlogging Every Day in August. And that's
because you're crazy.
Which was nuts. Yeah, right. And it shortens down to Veda. But Vlogtober just has, you know, it just kind of rolls off the tongue a little better. It's a little bit more fun. I personally will not be posting a video every day in October, and neither will you, Laura. We're
No.
We're gonna take turns. We're gonna take turns, and we're gonna have a lot of fun this month. We are gonna talk about RunDisney. We're gonna talk about training, some tips for just running in general, and we are gonna have a lot of fun. So, Laura, welcome to the channel.
I can't believe it's actually here. We started talking about this when? May?
I want to say like April. I think
April,
our
May.
First
oh yeah. So I'm so excited.
April.
I'm so excited. I'm ready to go. Well, I'm not ready.
No.
But nope. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun month.
We're gonna have a great time. We want to introduce to you ourselves if you are new to this channel, because Vlogtober kind of brings in folks that are looking for new channels. There's a whole, social media thing, #Vlogtober. So Laura, why don't you tell us about yourself, your channel, how you got into vlogging, how you got into running, all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, hi everyone. My name is Laura Bowers. I have been a runner since 2013. I'm 48 and a half, so I started a little bit later in life after my kids went off to college, and they were done with the every weekend travel sports and the tournaments. I loved every minute of that, but I love the running too. It's been a really great adventure. I do mostly run Disney races, as you're going to find out in our first video topic tomorrow. We're doing a RunDisney type, but I cannot wait to do. But yeah, otherwise, I'm a writer, a novelist. I write young adult novels, and I started into the whole RunDisney thing when I joined a running group. And Jackie and Rob, if you're familiar with Joyful Miles, you know that they are my co-Joyful Milers. I'm sure there's a better word.
No, I like that. Co-Joyful Milers. That's good.
But yeah, back in, let me see, it was the 2016 Dopey Challenge. And that was when Megan was part of the group as well. She's since left just because work and time was just too much. It was a lot. Because it's a lot to be,
This is a big commitment.
This is a big commitment. Yeah. So, but still friends. We love her. She's great. But we did the Dopey Challenge. And we have been talking about doing a blog for a long time. And, at the end of Dopey, we're like, yeah, let's do it. We're going to start it. And then, of course, a month goes by, right. Another month. And then I was at the Princess Half Marathon. I love that race weekend. And this woman came up to me and she told me that, I inspired her to sign up for her first half marathon, and I'm her running hero, which, of course, if you are familiar with our channel, I'm a big crybaby, which made me cry. So I hugged her, and then I cried, then I hugged her, then I cried. And immediately I got on, my phone. I'm texting Jackie and Megan. I'm like, we have got to start this. We have got to do this instead of just talking about it. Because I had this huge passion inside of me, to I don't know, to just share my voice and to speak to others. And I don't know. So
Yeah.
anyway, of course, it took a month and then another month until we actually started. So we started in April. We set up the website, and you and I started vlogging around that similar times,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I started April 1st
Yes. Okay.
for Veda in April 2016. Yeah. That was
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I did post videos like Run Disney recaps on my original Laura Bowers channel. So I've been doing recaps since 2013.
Oh, okay.
I moved everything over to Joyful Miles then, and I wanted to vlog because I love YouTube. First
Hmm.
of all, I love YouTube. I love how much you can learn and be entertained, and just people are so giving with their time and their talent on whatever topic you want: beauty, fitness,
Yeah.
anything, books,
Anything.
reading, writing. So I've always loved YouTube, so I want to start blogging. Of course, and I'm rambling, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Of course, I had some low confidence and some fear and doubt going in, because it's really hard. I mean, Heather, you're just like,
It's
amen.
scary.
It's really hard to sit in front of a camera and talk when there's no one around. Like right now, I have
Mhm.
Heather, I can
Right.
see her expression. I can see her reaction when you're just sitting by yourself talking. It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
And I was so scared, and I want to do everything right and learn all the tricks. And really, you got to jump in.
Mm.
You can be book smart however you want. You could have the best lighting, the best camera, which I don't. I'm so
No.
DIY. It's not even funny. But you have to jump in. There's something to be said about jumping in. It's like writing a novel. You can't just expect to write the great American novel in your first rough draft out. It's just
Right.
impossible. So
Right.
finally, I started. I can't remember. I think it might have been August or July. I can't remember. Anyway, and the vlog was horrible. When I see it,
Oh
I
no.
kind of cringe.
Yeah.
But it got the ball rolling, and I love it. I love YouTube. I love when someone, like, we were at Disneyland, and these two runners stopped us during Jack and I. They stopped us during the race,
Oh, fun.
and they're like, "We signed up for this because of you," and oh my, and I'm just like, it just astonishes me.
You're welcome, I think.
I am so sorry for your bank account.
Right.
You just don't have to go to college. Come on.
Yeah, right. Right.
But yeah, I love it. I love sharing my story. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, and Heather,
Yeah.
you know that. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
constantly, you know, analyzing the work we do up, and there's just so much more I want to do. But in
But
the
I think
meantime,
that's the beauty of doing what we do, not just with the vlogging or the writing or even the running. It's like this is kind of how my channel started. Was I've made so many mistakes along the way, and I have had this journey, and I have gone off on this tangent and all of these other things. And so as I've gone through the journey, my feeling is just there are other people out there that are asking the same questions and seeing them on social media. And I'm like, but it's such an easy, for me, it's an easy question to answer. Here's how I learned that lesson because I screwed up over here. So I'm going to show you how I learned that lesson.
yes,
Take my advice or not, but especially since I'm not so competitive a runner that I'm, up at the head of the pack. I am every time I check my results on any given race, I am almost exactly between 49 and 51% of the field. You can't get more middle of the pack than me on every single race, which I find so funny. But, I am a middle of the packer. And yes, I do strive for getting better. This whole year I've been working on, speed and strength and all of these things because I want to keep learning. And part
mhm,
of what birthed this channel as well, and now the blog, you and I each have our own blog posts. It's like I learn more when I'm doing the research and then talking about it.
mhm.
And so
Yes, yes,
as I'm, researching like what is taper and what am I supposed to be doing about taper, or, what do you do to train for a race? How long should you be running? All of these things that I talk about on my training tips videos are really things that I've learned along the way. They come from, a personal space of, okay, well, I screwed that up. How do I learn from that? And then share that information with other people. And I know, and I've seen it already today when you posted on Facebook about, hey, this is what we're doing. And so between your channel and our channel, and it's like,
Weren't the comments just so lovely? The comments were just like,
yeah, I know. It's this huge outpouring of support. And, you know, a year ago, I didn't even have 100 subscribers yet a year ago. And now I'm up over 700. And I know you've got well over 800. And so just to know that whatever it is we're saying, you guys like, and you're excited for this. I mean, we were excited for this, but to hear you guys be excited for this was kind of
I mentioned in the comments how we're having Gerald on from Res Run.
Yes.
Next week? Yes, next week.
Well, and we would like to just give a quick shout out to Gerald. The poor guy has been dealing with some technological issues, so we may have to push him back. So,
but it's funny because someone left a comment. They're like, it was Jen, and she's like, oh, my 3 favorite vloggers in one place. And it was just like, oh.
I know. And somebody called us the vlogging superheroes, which just, I mean, I put all my superheroes back here. Like, I've got my medals and I've got, you know, my Zoom, and it's just really kind of fun. But I'm just to feel that love from you guys. It means so much to us, and it makes us, it points out to us that it's not perfect.
Yes.
You know,
that's one of the reasons why I felt like you and I would have a connection, because one thing I really love about your channel, besides many things, is that you're always just so honest. You know, like you hear some people and they're like, I ran my miles today. Did you get out there and do the same? And you're just like, you know, if you're struggling, you are like, hey, I'm struggling. You know, it's that honesty, because, you know, you can't be on all the time. It's just impossible. So that's one thing I knew we would have a good connection, because
it's the reality. It's all about the reality. And let's face it, you know, sometimes we have bad days. Sometimes we have good days. What inspires us is you guys. Mm-hmm. And knowing that you're out there listening means we cannot express how much that means to us. So
it's amazing. So
thank you. So if you haven't subscribed here yet, do that. Also, in the description and the card's going to be over on Laura's side. So that way over there. No, I don't know. There's a card. Click on it. Go over to Joyful Miles. Subscribe to them.
I did leave Rob out. Can I throw in a little bit?
Yes, please.
Yes, Rob came in with us. We met Rob at Wine and Dine. It was the year that they shortened it. That was
the Splash and Dash.
2015. Splash and Dash was 2014. 15. I think it was 2015. We met Rob for the first time. And he was new to our group. We didn't know him from Adam. And we kind of like, he was there first. I was there early. So we went to a park together. I think we went to Magic Kingdom together. It's the first time I ever met him. Aww. And I knew I liked him instantly when we got on Splash Mountain. And you know how you always pose for the camera? I'm like, what if we did a princess wave like this? He's like, okay. So here we are, princess waving. I was like, I like this guy.
He's on game for anything.
He's just so laid. He's so laid back. And then I think it was when we did Broad Street, the year that it rained, Broad Street 2016, that we were like, hey, you want to come on? Because, we did want a male voice, something to balance all the crazy. So he is mostly in charge of the podcast. He does the podcast, and that's his baby. And he was, it was great. It was great bringing him in.
Podcast. Well, and it's fun it's fun because he's kind of like your straight man. But he'll say something really, really funny in that just kind of deadpan voice. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So it's really fun to have him to listen to you guys on your podcast too. So yes, between Joyful Miles and Running with Grace, we're all over the place. So let's talk. Okay. So Joyful Miles is joyfulmiles.com. That's the blog. Then you've got the Joyful Miles channel. And like I said, go subscribe to them too. What else? You've got the podcast, which you can find on iTunes.
Yes.
You can also find it on their YouTube channel as well. We've got this channel. Technically, it's the Heather Jergensen channel because Running with Grace was already taken, and there's actually a lot of that out there. So Running with Grace is the unofficial name of this channel. Then you have gofindyourawesome.com. That is my blog. Laura's trying to talk me into a couple of other things, but I'm like, can I just?
You got plenty of time. What?
Plenty of time. What? It's like, Yeah, with all of that. So anyway, so lots of places that you can find us. I'm leaving links to all of those places in the description below. So here's how I found Laura, actually, and it kind of, this is reverse. So here's how I found you guys.
Wanted poster.
It was. She's like FBI's most wanted.
I never pay my library fees. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. This is what happens when we get together, not filming. We get so off topic all the time. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I won't say a thing.
This is a kind of that kind of thing. It was funny because I had posted that this would be December of last year when the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend event guide came out. I looked through all of this. People are asking all kinds of questions. And I'm like, look, if you just go to the event guide, just go to the event guide. So I went through page by page and it took me forever. And I detailed out all of the event guide. And I thought, oh my gosh, nobody's going to sit through this whole thing. And I posted it. I got a lot of good response from it. So if you are doing Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend, there may be some changes, but you can probably find that in the Wayback Machine. This was last December. So I don't know how it came up. No, I do. My now husband, Dave, was given this recommendation by YouTube because he's been watching my channel. So all of a sudden, this Joyful Miles, Goofy and Dopey Challenge tips comes up, this video. And so he's watching this video and he sends me a text message. He's like, oh, you've got to check out this video because this woman just mentioned your event guide video. And I'm like, what? Really? What? I'm like, okay. So I did. And I watched Laura from Joyful Miles and all of the great training tips. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be really, really cool. And this was back in December. We didn't really figure out that we could have a meetup. So we kind of were two ships passing in the night that whole weekend for Walt Disney World Marathon. But that's how I found you guys and have been a huge fan ever since.
Yes. Yes. Well, when I first saw your video, I was like, dang, she's good. Dang it. Oh, she's so good. Oh, you know. And it was a killer video. And I was putting together, information for mine. And I'm like, I'm just going to tell people if they want to hear everything about the event guide, go there. Okay. Everything you need is here. I would have just been repeating the same, in a much worse way. So I was like, just go to her channel. It's awesome.
That is kind of how we ran into one another. Vlogtober is going to flip-flop both of us. So Laura's going to go next. What are you going to talk about? We're both actually talking about the same thing. So what's your thing?
For the most part, we're going to be hitting the same topics because everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different angle. Everyone has a different voice. So our first topic is a RunDisney time.
That's going to be really fun.
That I'm so excited about.
A quick PSA, right? What is coming up? That today is October 1st when this posts. In 2 days, your Dopey Proof of Time, Goofy Challenge, Marathon, Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend Proof of Time is due. If you haven't posted it, please do that. What I have been seeing in a couple of the Facebook pages, have you seen this, Laura, that people are having trouble getting back into active and taking screenshots of their proof of time.
Really?
Yeah. So if you've already submitted your proof of time and haven't taken the screenshot yet, we recommend you do that because something could get lost in the sauce. Sometimes it doesn't take.
Well, if you print out your registration, if you go into whatever email confirmation they gave you, if you print out your registration, it should have all the data you entered on.
Right.
If they're still doing that, like the size of shirt you put in, whether you're a wheelchair, whatever, and it should have it listed on there. I would definitely take it to RunDisney or, you never know.
Some kind of paper proof that you submitted your proof of time and that it is the race that you submitted. So that's our little PSA. October 3rd is when that is due. We're 5 weeks out from Wine and Dine. You're not doing Wine and Dine this year.
No. I would get divorced if I for another race this year.
Yeah, because you accidentally signed up for superheroes.
I don't know how it happened. It's like I got this RunDisney virus on my computer, and Jackie has the same one. It's the weirdest thing.
Well, no, I had the same virus with Dopey because it was just all of a sudden one day I woke up and I'm signed up for Dopey 2018. Like, just happened.
That's going to be an amazing weekend, though.
We've got a meetup planned for that weekend. We actually have 2 meetups planned. We have one for superheroes. So when is that? Because you have
that is going to be Thursday. What is the date? I don't have it in front of me.
Thursday's the 9th.
Thursday the 9th
Mm-hmm.
at Trader Sam's. It's Trader Sam's, not Joe's, right?
Trader Sam's. Joe's is the grocery store.
I get it wrong all the time. So if you ever hear me say Trader Joe's, no, Trader Sam's. And at 5 o'clock.
Okay, 5 o'clock, Thursday, November 9th at Trader Sam's. That is going to be the Joyful Miles and Running with Grace meetup. I think Kimberly Estabrook is she coming in there too. When you're going to these races, and Laura, you and I are going to talk about this throughout the month as we get closer to these races. How do you want to approach the parks? Are you bringing family? Please come to our meetups. Don't miss that. Yeah. If you miss nothing, you can miss everything else, but come to our meetups. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Which I figured out. Okay, so that the meetup is going to be Friday afternoon, January 5th is Walt Disney World weekend, which is 94 days out. So if you haven't started training in earnest, it's time. We want to make sure now that we're spending time on our feet. Laura, I know you're kind of doing Galloway, but kind of not.
Kind of, yeah. I'm kind of going. I'm sticking to that mostly for the mileage, but I'm not doing intervals anymore. I've stopped doing intervals because my foot is feeling better. Good. Thanks to doing yoga, which is something that I'm going to be talking about in, one of our updates. Is yoga has really been making my foot feel so much better. So yeah, I've stopped doing intervals, but I'm still pretty much following that. I'm also doing spin, the plyo, like I said, and weightlifting. So. Yeah.
And that's the thing too, guys, like you can spend as much time on your feet as you want, but if you are neglecting your foam rolling and your stretching and your strength training, all of these things are going to increase your endurance. Training for all of these events is not just exclusive to the runs themselves, because if you're like me, you spend time in the parks. And I know you guys do too, maybe not as much, but because we live so far away. By the way, I'm in Denver, Laura's in Maryland. And, for us, it's hard to get there. So we make the most of this trip. And I'll be talking about how I plan a RunDisney event around a family trip. That's a thing. I don't know what you do, Laura, when you have a 45-minute Galloway run. Do you have also a mileage goal, or are you done at 45 minutes?
I do the time. I do a 5-minute warm up, and then I do my 45, and then I do a 5-minute cool down. Okay. So it's actually 55 minutes total.
Exactly. And that's important, guys. The warm up, you're not just going to start your timer and go and make sure that your pace is exactly spot on all the time. You have to warm up.
Take it from someone who was injured for 10 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You gotta do your dynamic stretches. Heather just did a fabulous video about that.
Yeah.
And you have to do your warm up. Yeah.
Have to warm up. You have to warm up those muscles before you head out on your run. Take the time, because if you get hurt, you're going to wish you had.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's one of the things and that's, this is kind of like, again, mistakes I've made, and I pay for them. So just make sure you're getting your warm-ups in, do all of your cross training.
I went through a 10-month injured foot incident. My doctor actually recommends hiking once a day too. Once a week as well, to go out and do some hill work. I can't run because I can't have that instability on my foot quite yet, because I'm still recovering. But he recommended hiking once a week, a nice long walk going up and down hills, because that going on uneven thing is going to strengthen my foot more.
Right.
Which is another topic too, anyway.
But that's actually, that kind of feeds into what I'm talking about too, about time on your feet. You go out and you spend time. My plan last year included 3 days a week of walking, 15, 20, up to an hour. That's simulating time in the parks. Time on your feet, standing in lines for, whatever rides, walking around the parks. If you ever watch that shows all of your steps, you're doing 7, 8, 10 miles just in the parks if you're spending a full day in the parks. So spend time on your feet, and it doesn't have to be running.
No. Now that we're starting to get into the higher mileage, it's not the time to go out and look for new shoes. And also you want to make sure that, like, say you're using an ASIC model and the new one is going to come out, a new model in that series is going to come out soon. You want to make sure that you stay with the same model that you have now. So if you have to buy another pair now to use later on, go ahead and stock up on the exact same make and model shoe that you have been conditioned to, because that could have been one of the elements that caused my injury, is switching a shoe type too soon before a race. They might change the railing system a little bit, the cushioning, and just that one slight, even though you may not feel it, it may be enough to do some damage to your foot.
For some of us, the weather shifted seemingly overnight. And I say that here because it rained the entire week we got back from my wedding. Like, we left on Thursday last week and it was 90 degrees and it hadn't rained in like a month. It was hot. And I'm thinking, wait, it's mid-September. What's happening here? We traveled to Wisconsin and it's 90 and 100% humidity. That was fantastic. And our wedding was outside. So, you know.
Gorgeous pictures, by the way. I just went through out of congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yes. We're kind of adjusting to the new normal. And so far, so good. I mean, you know, we got back on Sunday night and it was 45 degrees and pouring. And it was like that for the rest of the week. And I thought, oh, so I guess we had the first day of fall and it decided, you know, summer's, done. Okay, I'm taking off. So all of a sudden we're dealing with a weather shift. I don't know if you have to deal with this as dramatically, but it's like, how do I dress for fall running?
I never dress right. I give up. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to dress right for the weather. It's just not going to happen.
So start thinking about, you know, what you need to do to be safe outside as the days get shorter and the weather gets colder. Getting those long runs in late November and early December is the hardest because it's so cold. And I have to be out there for 4 hours. Like, no, I don't.
I hate being cold. And I can't do treadmill runs anymore because of my foot. And it's like, no, I don't. I need my treadmill when it's cold.
Yeah. And that's
for a lot of whining.
Yeah. Once we get closer to wine and dine, we'll be doing a lot of both.
We're going to be doing some whining
with the wine. So what is coming? So we've already talked what is coming up. We've got the RunDisney tag coming. Yes. What's happening the rest of this week?
I'm going to be discussing racing fears.
It's a good one.
That, you know what, everyone worries about, and just relax and don't worry about it.
Right. Exactly. And kind of following on that, the next day, I'm going to talk a little bit about nothing new on race day.
Yes.
You know, your race day fears, you start to second guess yourself. And so don't do it.
Don't be like me and try goo for the first time and be like, ooh, candy. I'll take one. I'll take two. Slurp, no water. Don't do that.
S'mores, and this one it's caramel and it's no, don't do that.
Free candy for strangers.
Candy for strangers. So that's what's coming up this week. We're each going to give you an update in our training as well. And I
haven't done one in a long time. So I have.
Yeah.
It's going to be. Yeah.
It's been kind of a crazy ride the last few months, hasn't it?
Yes.
Vlogging every day in August.
Your summer has been crazy too. So taking on Vlogtober might not have been the best choice, but you know what? It's going to be fun and amazing, and I'm glad we're doing it.
So if you guys have any ideas, leave comments in the box below.
I want you to stop doing unboxing because they're too tempting. And my budget is already stretched. So every time you do one, I'm like, oh, I want to get that subscription. So I would request you kindly stop. I can't handle the temptation, woman. They're so awesome.
The subscription boxes are just a really fun thing to try something new.
Yes.
Because I get in my rut and I'm like, nope, this works for me. I don't want to deviate from my plan. So you kind of start to think outside of everything that, you know, this little bubble that you've made work for you.
Yes.
You have other options and that bubble just gets a little bit wider. So that's what I like about the subscription.
That would be good for me because I get very rigid with my products. Like I used to be a Brooks gal, and we had this shoe store open up in our town locally, and Brooks wouldn't sell to them initially because I thought they were too small. They do now. So when I went in for the first time and they had no Brooks, I was like, I wear Brooks. I don't want to try nothing else.
Right.
And the guy was like, well, let me put you in, I think he put me in a pair of Saucony, can't remember the brand, the name. But anyway, he put me in a different shoe, and of course they fit perfectly. I'm like,
right.
Okay,
Fine.
okay. Yeah, and I love
right.
them. So I don't wear, now I wear Hoka's. That's the only thing I can wear because of my foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it is good to try something new.
We are going to sign off from the video piece of this. If you want to hear more about our fun little chatty conversation, there is quite a bit more over on the Joyful Miles podcast. I will leave a link to that in the description below. We have a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys have fun with us throughout Vlogtober. Please check in with Laura over at Joyful Miles tomorrow, and then come back here on Tuesday, and we will see you next time. So anyway, that's it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Get out there, go find your awesome. Until next time, happy running.
Take care.
It's Vlogtober.